Alright, so we are here on my desktop and we're going to go into Photoshop. Now I noticed that when you're working with Photoshop, sometimes you try to click on it and it's like, no, this is not the right type of file. It cannot open and stuff like that. And that's because we try to open it up from within Photoshop. I learned that you will decrease the chances of running into that error if you open it up from outside of Photoshop, like just clicking on it. So I'm going to double click on the file here and it should open up Photoshop. Unless you have something else that dictates how OBJs go, when you install Photoshop, it should just like we open it by default. So I'm just going to click on it and wait for it to load up, and then we can get to work. So I'm going to pause it real quick and wait. Alright, so we're here and Photoshop and it opened up and you see our shirt model and everything should be great. So what I'm going to do is first let's get set up. So you guys are looking at the same thing I'm looking at. So if you're opening up not Marvelous Designer, what's this program called? Photoshop CS5, it should look something like this. So I'm going to need you to switch over to the right mode so that we're all on the same page here. So I want you to go up to the top and make sure that you're on painting default. You can switch it over to essentials, that makes it do that, but then just click it back to painting and that should give you the same kind of layout that I'm on. You could use the 3D layer, but it takes away a lot of the artistic swatches and all the rest of that jazz. So painting it is. Alright, so we're on painting and I'm going to show you how to move this garment about. For navigation, you're going to need to use the 3D tools that are down here at the bottom. The 3D rotate tool, you just click on this like so and rotate your garment around. You do not want to use the 2D tools on this. Like, do not use this arrow move tool right here. You want to use the 3D tools. So that lets you rotate it. This lets you roll it. This button right here lets you move it about on the 3D field. To zoom in, you go underneath it to the camera tools and you want to use the 3D zoom camera tool and you just click and then bringing your mouse down brings it forward, bringing it back zooms it out. They also have what's this thing called, view sets, where you can just set it like this, but they never really work at first. Is it working now? It is actually working. Every time I say it doesn't work, it goes and work. So you can just use those and rotate the camera again back to where it was. Where is it? Rotate the object. Click. There we go. And you can actually save this position just in case the rotation things don't work. So just save it as a custom position. Clicking on a save disk. And the top and right, I guess, front. And there we go, we're good. So this is the 3D, and before we even think about painting on this, we got to go and set some stuff up over here in the 2D window. So I want you to gaze over here to the layers tab and click on this little thing right here. It should say textures and then diffuse and then whatever the material or texture is called. So you're just going to click on that. And it should have your the shade map thing be baked. It should be in here, but if not, you can just go to your project folder where you saved it and then drag it on in. Like seriously, just click and drag it over into it and it should pop up here just in case. So like this, just drag it and it'll let you do it. So I don't need it because I already have it, so press escape and get rid of it. So what I'm going to need to do is, one, check the size of this and make sure that it's the right one. It is. And now we're going to create a new layer here. This is what we're going to be painting on top of. I'm going to switch to multiply. And I like to tell people that when they're doing this, that this is where you want to decide what color you want the shirt to be. Because it's a baby shirt, it's got to be like pastels and brightly colored. Because apparently you can't put babies in dark colors. I know you can, but you know I got lectured for that. You want to just grab your paint bucket tool and let me get rid of this. Delete this real quick. Delete. Create a new layer. Grab our paint bucket tool and we're just going to dump the color we want on here. And we're going to hit multiply. Or just shuffle through the layer colors until it gets to a color that you like. That's a pretty color. It's very bright, don't you think? So maybe something like this. I think that's too sheen, too high. Unless you can look back at it and see. It kind of balances out. Let's see. Lighter color overlay. The key is to make it a light color where it still holds the shading from the dark pen thing here. I mean, if that's too dark for you, we can also go into image and do auto contrast and that make it whiter. So that's great for brighter colors, but it may also show the ugly from the like this, the flashing from the bake. So we can actually go to filter and then blur the Gaussian blur and blur it up a bit. There we go. Then we can pick color. Because it's lighter, we can actually probably just use multiply. See how that works. Ooh, still bright. So bright. Oh, that's because I'm multiplying the wrong layer. So go here and multiply. And that gives us a good pink to work on. Alright, so this is the color that I want to. And once we have that set, we're just going to make another layer. And this is going to be our graphic design. So go back over to your 3D layer, which is here. And you should see it should automatically update. So I'm just going to close that old 2D layer because it updated. And we're going to start painting on it. So let's adjust it so we get a good view. Ignore the black lightning streak going through here. That's just the lighting. If that bothers you too much, you can actually change it by going into view, or is it window, and then 3D. And you can change the lighting if you want. You can change the intensity up and make it super bright in here. Like that. I think I have light on the other side. The second light is what's causing me some problems. Yeah, it's not getting enough light from over there. We can also turn off the shadows. Not sure how that affect it. Playing with the light and intensity and stuff also works. And another thing that can also influence the way it renders is how much 3D memory is available. So if you have Blender open and Second Life open, it may also make that render pretty bad. But if you have them closed, it may make it render a little bit better. I have it open for goodness knows why. So that's why my render looks like this. But it won't have this black line on it when we go and bring it into Second Life. It's not affecting the texture. It's just cosmetic. So, sorry. Alright, so once all my talking is done, let's actually go in here. So what you want to do is rotate it into a position that you like. We can use our custom positions. Snap it back to the front. Grab our paintbrush. Click a good brush. So like a solid one. And you can just draw on the garment like so. See? Just like that. And you can put any design, any color, anything you want on there. Any kind of squiggles or something like that. Now, if you find that your pattern, let me see if I can find one that looks like it. Use a pencil. If you find that when you're working on your texture and it's coming out gritty like this is what I was talking about. Let me zoom in. It's coming in gritty like this on the side, then you just got to make your texture bigger. That's why I told you to go to the 2048 by 2048 because it reduces it and makes it smooth like this one. Alright, so I'm going to put back on my brush and smooth this right here. If you make a mistake, you can just grab the eraser tool and erase it like so. Or you can press Control Z and, press undo. So that's all fine and dandy. But what about fonts and pictures? Because nobody draws their stuff on their shirts anyway. We can just grab pictures or whatever, or write funny things on a baby shirt. So let's go back into the texture thingy. And I'm going to close this off. Create a new layer. Close this. And we're going to open up our text bar here. And you're going to open it and stretch it over where you want your font to be. So come on, laggity. Sorry, my computer is lagging really bad right now. It's got to initiate the text tool. Alright, so we can put this here and we're going to put where we want our words to be. So I don't know what to write on a baby shirt. Baby. And you can choose whatever font you want and whatever size you want, as long as it covers up wherever you want. So it's all up to you here. So I want this really big. A little too big. A little more. Actually, you know what this reminds me of? Like DBZ. And she was like, oh my bomb. Ugh. Alright, there we go. And you can change the color and stuff up here. So you can do this, and then you can switch whatever color you want, or go over to your swatches. I forgot what color Bulma had hers. I think it might have been blue. Alright, so we have that. And then we just press the paintbrush to get it to stop. Now if you want to give it some more depth and stuff and not have it be flat, you can go into the blending options and, you know, drop a shadow, play with the inner shadows, the outer glow, and stuff like that. Just have fun with it, playing around with those. I'm just going to use the drop shadow. So once it's on there, we click the paintbrush again, and it's going to say, like, no, you can't edit this with a paintbrush. You're just going to click on it and then hit OK. And that turns it into an image. So it converts your font, your text, into an image now. So now that's how Photoshop views it. And so once it's an image, we can just right click on it and then press this button that says merge down. And you see it's now on the shirt. So when we go into our 2D texture again, you'll see that it's now on here. Now what if we want pictures? The process is pretty much the same. So we're going to create a new layer, and I'm going to close it and say yes to save the change. And we're going to go and look for transparent pictures work the best, but you can use any picture that you want. You don't have to use it. I just like transparent ones because I don't have to crop anything out. So I'm going to use this OKKO logo that I got offline, and stretch this out to where you want it. Same process, you just overlay it onto the t-shirt. Try not to go outside the shirt because it might crop. And let's see, I guess about right here. Right. You're gonna press the paintbrush again and say place the file and say yes. And again, click on it again and it says okay. Then you merge it down and it goes onto your shirt. See, now we have a OKKO t-shirt. So I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna create a new layer underneath this graphic layer because I don't know, I guess it's up to you. I guess create a new layer on top of it, and we're gonna switch it to multiply, and we're gonna add in some wrinkles or stuff, so texture wrinkles. So hit yes. Alright, so what we need to do is grab our paintbrush, and we're going to use our wrinkle brushes. I got these a long time ago. I don't even know where I got these from. Maybe the marketplace, because back in the day, in Second Life, the more wrinkles your clothes had, the higher quality they were. You were like judged on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go onto our back, and we're going to just, for the sake of ease, create a darker like a dark color, like gray, or maybe a light, light gray. And I'm going to grab my wrinkle brush, and I'm going to select the back wrinkles, which is kind of straight one. Make it a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to place it on the back, like so. Yeah, I guess it's okay. And I'm used to doing this on something like a lady where there's boob stretching. I have no idea how wrinkles work on a child's shirt. So I'm going to assume that, let's see, what other wrinkles we can use. Maybe this one? Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to go over here, back into our 2D layer. And that's multiplied already? Jeez. And we're going to maybe go like this, color burn. Yeah, let's do color burn instead. It's like non-existent. Alright, so How do I make this darker? Just going to duplicate it. And then it should make it darker. Yeesh, that doesn't look good at all. So I'm going to take it and make it a little bit lighter. Sorry guys, I'm not used to wrinkling children's clothing. Like I said, if it was a lady, all I needed was just the plain old boob stretch mark, and that should be good. Alright, now that's it for this. We can go a step further, even more. Let's go back into our 2D menu, create another one. And I like to use a skin brush for this part, and we're just going to draw in some shading for the shirt, kind of, even though it's already been baked and has the shading. Let's do plain old soft brush. Yeah. Even though it's already been baked for shading, I like to give it a little more just cause. And I still have it on black, which is great. Alright, I'm going to do this on the 2D window because my computer is lagging something fierce right now from trying to do it on the 3D window. So basically it just accentuates a few things on here. I do the armpit, down the side, around the collar. Seriously guys, I should have used my graphics tablet for this. And here, and around there, around there. Now, I'm a blur artist. You don't have to blur at this point. But you can, but you don't have to. Just believe that makes it pop a little more, or whatever. Alright, so we have a shirt. And I'm at blur, because that's how I see it in real life. Alright, so we'll turn this up a bit. Okay. Doesn't look too bad, yeah. Kind of looks like one of those flesh shirts, doesn't it? Yeah, whatevs. Texturing is not my forte, dang on it. Anyway, so now we have our shirt texture. Let's just go save it. So I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And because I don't want this transparency to jack up my shirt. So I'm just going to JPEG and save it as 21. Alright, then we're going to go back into Second Life with our already uploaded shirt. Hit edit. Turn it to white real quick. Probably help if I had better lighting and not this default sandbox lighting. Texture. There we go. I'm just going to use locals because it's a lot faster right now. Making you wait for that. Select this. And there we go. So we have a t-shirt. It may not be the best shirt in the world. Actually, it's pretty terrible, but you get the idea, right? How you can make a t-shirt or something, right? I would definitely smooth out those wrinkles a lot more and bring up the what's it called? The shadow map a lot more than this. This is just awful. Oh, I feel so ashamed. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not good at children's clothing texturing. I'm not good at texturing at all, period. But maybe you guys have better luck than I did. Maybe it's the wrinkles. I don't know. It's all around bad. But you guys got the picture, right? How to do it, how not to mess up your shirts like I did. Alright, well anyway, that's texturing in a nutshell. Very jacked up nutshell, but a nutshell nonetheless. And that is how you make clothes for this avatar. I hope it helps you out, and I hope you'll be able to make some clothes. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll help you out the best I can, as long as it doesn't come to texturing, because I'm not good at it. Alright guys, this has been Zero, and I'll teach you something else later. I gotta go and start a new tutorial. So good luck, have fun, and goodbye.